What is life really like to play professional basketball overseas in Asia? Just a year and a half ago, I was wrapping up my last season at the Division III level at Pacific University, and now I'm here in Taiwan with the Tainan Ghost Hawks. Life as a pro player is nothing like I expected. It's a mix of highs and challenges that most people don't get to see. But if you've ever wondered what life is really like off the court, in a new country and in this unique lifestyle, this video will give you a glimpse behind the scenes. Let's talk about what a typical day looks like for me now that I'm playing professionally here in Taiwan. We just wrapped up a 9-week preseason, which included 5 to 6 practices every week and about 1 scrimmage against another team here in Taiwan every week. We lift about 3 times a week in the mornings before practices, but I try to lift 5 days a week total, so I make sure to go lift on my own throughout the week to work on specific things. But our trainers customize lifts to focus on what each player needs, which is a lot different from my strength training experience in college. Especially at the D3 level, we never had specific lifts to help us or a strength and conditioning coach at our lifts, so it was pretty much all individual. For me, some things that I need to improve on is my explosiveness and my quickness, so a lot of my gym sessions are built around that. Recovery is probably one of the biggest things I've had to adjust to. I try to stretch every night for about 10 to 15 minutes, which is helpful for me in preventing soreness and staying flexible, but at the Division III level, recovery wasn't really emphasized as much, or at least I wasn't as consistent about it. Now I definitely take it more seriously because I need to make sure my body is ready to go before every lift, every practice, and games. As a professional athlete, it's a huge blessing that the team pays for my living arrangement. I currently share the apartment with 2 of my teammates, but in a way it kind of feels like college again, just being able to have company but also independence at the same time. But here's a tour of my apartment and my room and where I'm staying this year. One of the biggest adjustments to living overseas has been the difference in culture. Being in Taiwan is incredible, and I can honestly say that I love living here. But coming from the US, it was definitely an eye-opener. Even just little things like the way people interact to day-to-day norms, it was a lot to get used to. Like, one of the things I noticed is that back home people might be more direct, but here in Taiwan people are often more reserved and polite. And, it's the small stuff, but it does make a huge difference in how you connect with people. I also knew coming to Taiwan, the language barrier was going to be a huge struggle for me. Since I only learned Mandarin when I was younger, I forgot almost everything I learned since then, so now I only understand basic words and phrases. So making conversation with people, especially my teammates, can be a challenge. Also, things like ordering food or asking for help in public is also difficult, because I have to use Google Translate everywhere I go. But the biggest challenge of living overseas is honestly being so far away from family and loved ones. Being in a long-distance relationship has been super challenging, especially with the 16-hour time difference. My girlfriend and I, we get to call every day for a few hours, and we definitely try to make the most out of the time that we have. Being so far from home kind of feels isolating at times, and it feels like I'm missing out on things going back at home. Stuff like birthdays and holidays when you don't get to spend with family and friends. I sometimes feel like life is moving forward back home without you. But these are the sacrifices that, I've come to accept as an overseas player. It's helped me gain a lot of independence and has taught me a lot about myself. Playing professional basketball was never something I dreamt of doing when I was younger or even when I was in high school and college. But it's truly amazing where basketball has taken me throughout my life. One of the biggest things is being able to travel and explore to different countries at this stage of my life. And while many people don't have the luxury to travel until they're older, basketball has allowed me to see so many different parts of the world, like Korea, the Philippines, and Taiwan. I feel like if there's any time in my life to pursue professional basketball, it's now. So later in life, I can look back and say that I lived it and see how much I experienced as a professional athlete. But it's honestly crazy to say that basketball is my job. Having basketball as my job still feels surreal sometimes, but it's also a huge motivator. Knowing that I'm here because of all the work I put in, and all the work I still have to put in, it keeps me focused. But I thank God every day for the opportunities He's given me and where He's led me in my life. A verse that resonates with me about my journey is Jeremiah 29:11. And it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And through all the challenges and uncertainty, The Lord has guided me every step of the way, and that's something that I can say confidently and something that, has kept my head high throughout this entire journey. And though I may be far from home, I'm so grateful for the support I get from my friends and family. It's super heartwarming to see the boys gathered back home, staying up until 2 a.m. to watch my first professional game. And it's things like this that are the cure to my homesickness, knowing that I have people who are constantly supporting me. I appreciate you guys for watching, and for any Hoopers out there who have any questions about my journey or how I got to where I am today, then just feel free to comment or message me on Instagram. But be sure to share this video with someone, and I'm super excited for more content that's going to be coming out soon.